Hey pros, Crystal here from Elite Hair Care USA. So today we are working with my client who is in need of a restorative relaxer, and we are going to go through and just kind of correct a little bit of under processing and some areas that were just virgin or not processed as a part of the service. Now, if you're new here, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Please don't forget to also thumbs up this video and share this with your family and friends. As you guys know, we are on schedule to get to 600,000 subscribers, and we can only do that with your help by sharing this with everyone that you know. And they can also become an elite pro as well and learn hair care techniques, etc. Now, of course, this process entails me going through and applying relaxer to the root area. I am using what we call a spatula for my relaxer application. I actually prefer the spatula over the brush, but I do sometimes use a soft bristle brush for application as well. Now, whenever I'm applying my relaxer, I always start right in the crown area, and then I work my way down, and then I go forward in regards to the middle. So basically, I'm starting in the areas where the hair is more resistant and also not as fragile. A lot of you sometimes make the mistake of starting in the areas that are super fragile, like the hairline or the nape, and that is the easiest way to cause a ton of breakage over time. It might not happen today, it might not happen tomorrow, but those areas are highly porous and they process extremely quickly. So keep in mind that it is better to start processing in the coarser areas first, and it is also good to use a good amount of speed when you are applying your relaxer. Now, I'm not one of those people where when I'm applying relaxer, I stop and talk and walk away and go wash someone's hair and all of that. No. I literally am one of those people where I want to make sure that my application is done so that my client can process, and also I can watch my client's hair to ensure that she is not having an issue with any form of irritation, or if there was anything on her hair such as a permanent color or something of that nature that she did not disclose. I am watching the reaction on the hair. So I'm not one to put a relaxer on and then allow my client to go sit off site somewhere. They need to be within arm's reach or eyeball sight of me. And I constantly ask, are you okay? How are you feeling? Because sometimes clients don't know what a relaxer can do. And a relaxer is almost a form of hair removal if you leave it on long enough. So you always want to just make sure, especially for my licensed cosmetologist, that you don't take this process for granted. This can make or break your client's hair in the long haul. And that is why a lot of people had decided to go natural, because there are stylists out there that really do not care about the health of the hair. It's really about the money. And then at the end of the day, they are just wanting to make sure that your hair is straight, you're happy, you're out the door. Not me. I like to teach my clients how to take care of their hair. I like to also use extreme quality products. So when I'm doing my relaxers, I actually follow the manufacturer specifications. I don't utilize external products like normalizers or even their conditioners. I always make sure that I'm utilizing what the manufacturer recommends to use with their product, because I want to make sure that I have added insurance, that if anything goes wrong or if I have any questions, I know that I did this process right. Now, with this particular relaxer, I do condition first, but in this case now I am going through and normalizing her. I want you guys to comment down below and tell me, what is the purpose of a normalizer or neutralizer? Comment and tell me what you think is the purpose. You guys know I'm always one to teach you and teach you and teach you. So I always like to ask review questions along for you guys to just go ahead and comment and just keep everybody in the same realm of understanding how this process really works. Now, to rinse off her normalizer, I am using warm water. I do not use cold water when I'm rinsing a relaxer. I know it feels super good. It's nice and convenient. And sometimes you want to make sure that, you're cooling the scalp. But relaxer doesn't rinse as well with cool water. So I highly recommend warm water when you're rinsing your relaxer and also your normalizer or neutralizer. Now, her hair is definitely nice and soft, so I did not have to go through and condition her again. Hence the reason you were able to see me comb through her hair with a wide tooth comb. Now, her hair did air dry under the dryer for about 10 to 15 minutes. And I'm now going through and utilizing our turbo, which is our platinum turbo blow dryer, with the comb attachment to blow out the remainder of her hair because she was about 80% dry. Now, I know you guys are saying, wow, you're using a comb attachment. I actually got a review about someone saying I use a comb attachment like that was a bad thing. I use what's convenient. I work smarter and not harder. And honestly, a comb attachment versus a concentrator, it doesn't really matter. It's how you use it. You can have the most expensive blow dryer on the planet and not know how to use that blow dryer and get no actual use from it. Well, the good thing about our Platinum Turbo Dryer is that it is definitely going to be economically friendly in price, and it dries the hair almost double the time of your traditional blow dryer. So I made sure that we had the motor changed in this blow dryer because I wanted it to have a faster and more powerful motor, and I wanted it to also be ergonomically correct, where you're able to use that comb attachment and it actually is shaped in the shape of the head and not straight across. So there's no straight line on our comb attachment. It actually has a curve, which is how the head is shaped as well. Now, of course, after any relaxer, you always want to definitely make sure you're getting a trim. If you have not been getting your trims after your relaxer, please find a new stylist because a trim is vital in this process, okay? So while I'm styling her, which I just sprayed her with a little bit of our Goddess polish, I'm going to talk a little bit about your aftercare from a relaxer because a lot of you don't know that there is actual aftercare with a relaxer. So first things first, I highly recommend that once you get your hair curled after your relaxer to go ahead and start wrapping your hair at night. Your hair does so much better with your natural oils over you just sleeping with a bonnet. And when I say wrap your hair, I mean wrap your hair and utilize a satin or a polyester scarf, or you can even use our Elite Hair Care scarf, which has a blend in it. That is going to help to keep the hair nice and sleek, nice and soft, and also help to distribute a lot of those oils that your hair naturally produces as you rest. Another aftercare tip with a relaxer is your next wash day, which is about 2 to 3 weeks, typically 2 weeks after your relaxer, you are going to do a Repair RX Super Protein treatment. Now, this is going to help to ensure that the hair remains healthy, okay? So the protein treatment, number one, of course, it helps with any type of strengthening issues. But number two, it is going to strengthen the hair itself after such a strenuous process like a relaxer. So the relaxer is breaking bonds in the hair. And then that protein, which is our Repair RX protein, that is a professional protein treatment, professional quality protein treatment. That is going to help you to restore and revive the hair after such a strenuous process from the relaxer process itself. Another tip that I highly recommend is if you are relaxed or you have high porosity hair, please ensure that you are utilizing a strengthening yet hydrating shampoo and conditioner system, such as our new Hair Repair and Revive collection. That collection is tailored towards almost any texture or any porosity, but specifically for high porosity people or people who have a relaxer, such as her, it is going to help to strengthen the hair but not make the hair hard, okay? So this is more like a silk protein system. It is also going to help to keep that hair nice and hydrated and soft, and it's going to keep that hair nice and silky and lightweight, which is exactly what you want when you have relaxed hair. Now, as I'm curling her, I am using our Smooth by EHC XL iron. If you guys notice, she has longer hair. So I know a lot of you love our 1 inch, which the 1 inch iron is absolutely amazing. But if you have hair the length of hers, I would highly recommend you get our Smooth by EHC XL iron, because this iron is going to make your flat ironing process very, very simple. It's also going to cover a lot more of the hair strand before or over the 1 inch, because the plate is a lot bigger, so you're going to spend less time and less heat on the hair, and you'll be able to get through your flat ironing or even curling a lot faster. So I hope you guys got some good tips and tricks from this video. I did finish off by spraying her with a little bit of our Goddess polish. And then I'm just using a wide tooth comb just to kind of distribute a lot of her curls, or just the bump that I gave her. And as you guys can tell, her hair is looking amazing. It's going to, of course, feel amazing. And all of the products that I use are available on our website at EliteHairCareUSA.com. By the way, you guys, our Repair and Revive collection is on sale, 25% off by using code REVIVE on our website.